says, hey, I'm still shocked that John worked the come out roll. Well, John didn't work the come out roll. Skill and luck works the come out roll. This is not my strategy. This is skill and luck's strategy called the 330 surprise. He works the come out roll with the lay bets. I don't do that most of the time. I don't do that. Some strategies I do. Most of the time I don't. It's a mathematical decision that comes up in the course of that strategy's play and where I am in the current role, who's shooting. A lot of that comes into play for when I work the come out or not. So no, I don't do it as practice, and I think there's good reason not to do it, right? If you're just going to go out there with 330 and let it get destroyed and go back out again and again and again. Today I had, 4 come out sevens in a row? Yeah, 4 in a row come out sevens. That would have destroyed you if you worked the come out. I know you like to talk smack. That would have cost you $1,200 on the come out. If you're working the 330 without the 410 lay, you're going to get hammered on that deal. That's why I don't work the come out, because that happens sometimes. Anyway, did good today. The skill 330, the 330 surprise worked well. We're now 1-1. We won $505 today, recovering yesterday's loss, half of it at least, right? Good deal. We had a good positive shooter today that worked. It just fell right into the strategy. It worked great. It's a grind, right? It takes, about 50 rolls so far to get where you got to be. You're not going to win a lot because you're winning 10, 15, $20 at a shot. So you need many wins and a good shooter to stack you up. But when it happens, and yesterday and today we had 2 20 rollers, and it happened, and we got our money back and then some. So far, so good. That strategy's working out well. It's proving to be a grind, but reliable, except for the aberration. And I hit the aberration on day 1. Today, we never went past our initial outlay. So I'm proud. Did a good job with it so far. So there's that. Let's see, what else is next? Let's do our regular announcements. Then I want to jump in a little bit and talk about Craps for the Cure, because I made a little update yesterday for us. So first things first, Friday night fights. Alfredo versus Craig. It sounds like DGen can deal, which is good. I'll be out. Friday I'm out. I'm down in Oregon moving my son, so I won't be able to be there Friday night, so I'm going to miss that. But I'm not going to miss Craps Chat. Craps Chat on Friday night, November 18th, which is going to be the Craps for the Cure event. It's going to go for 2 hours at least, from 7 to 9, because at 9 o'clock is when the Hawaiians get started and do their tournament. So we'll have Craps Chat for 2 hours live. I got a special announcement about that I'll make here in just a minute. That's going to be a great show. The Pass the Rack Challenge came to me through a long series of YouTubers. I've got the rack at $31,000. I've not had time to shoot it out yet. Work is insane right now. Work is insane, so I haven't had time to get to it. I will get to that probably today, maybe after dinner tonight. I'll do it live. We'll get that done. And of course, because I'm out Friday for Friday Night Fights, there's no Friday Follies this week, no morning show. There's no Daily Paycheck, and there's no Coffee and Craps on Friday this week. I'll be, again, moving. Life gets in the way of fun sometimes, so there's that. Now, I do want to talk with you about Craps for the Cure. We're doing really good things here. I'm going to share my screen with you here in a minute and show you what's happening here. But reminder of the dates, right? November 18th and 19th. It's at Casino Quest in Las Vegas. It'll be live streamed here on this channel and on the Casino Quest channel. We're going to be taking donations live in 2 places. One, directly in the stream, right? The live feed that we're doing with Casino Quest, you can make donations right there in chat, like you would do a super chat for us. You can do a donation right there in the chat, and that'll build up over time. There's no fees on that, right? Google, when you've got 10,000 subscribers like Casino Quest does, that's why we're going to work with them. You can do donations in the chat with no fees. It doesn't even come to us. It goes right to the charity. There's a direct pipeline from Google, YouTube, right to the American Cancer Society. So for that reason, we're going to use Casino Quest's feed to do the whole thing. That way we can take those live donations. There's also a donations website and an auction website that I want to show you now. I'm going to switch over here real quick and give you another look at the Craps for the Cure website, crapsforthecure.com. Okay, a couple things of note here. One is going to be, if you're coming, click the ticket thing, okay? And I'll show you this. When you go to the tickets window, it's a little bit confusing, but here's how it works. You're gonna say, hey, I'm gonna come. We're gonna put one guest in there. Then you gotta do this, edit the holder details and put your name in, okay? Once you put in your name, John Kokas over here, where's my email? John, and it's me@example.com. Doesn't matter what you put in here. Hit next. Then you can enter in your t-shirt size, which we need, and your billing details. You got to do this. You got to do the quantity first and the details, otherwise it won't work. That's a annoyance that people couldn't find, and I don't know why the website's that way, but it is what it is. So if you're going to come, get that thing filled out. Please let us know right away. The t-shirt order has to be done. So we have to, and those are high quality t-shirts. The next thing to look at is the donations tab. If you want to donate straight up, you can donate straight up. And look, we've already got 2 people that have donated to us. Just drop in a number. You can do it once, whatever you want to do, and off it goes. That, again, goes right to the charity, not to us. But the big thing is the auction site got done today. I did the auction site yesterday. Check this out. The auction site's here. When this comes up, you see our nice little logo. You can say proceed to auction and press the button, and here comes all the auction items. Look at what we got in the auction items, folks. Color Up, Jeremy's old felt. This is the actual felt from the Color Up videos that he did. The first 500 or so videos were done on that felt. He's going to sign that for us and bring that out. That'll be there in the building if you want that. Heavy Haltom from Axis Power Craps is putting up a full weekend seminar for somebody, right? It's worth about $1,300. It's a day of dice influence practice. It's a day of betting practice. It's playing with him and the team at a live table. That right there is beauteous. Chiro, our friend from Midmo-Yo, the jeweler, he has made custom diamond earrings for this event. He's also putting up an Invicta watch. Those are huge, huge items. Arnell from Dice Grinders has a couple of hats and his custom chip that he's put up. Magic Aces, Larry, has put up, he's a magician, which I didn't even know. He's got a set of dice of, I think they're from Axis Power Craps, and he's got his DVD of how to do magic tricks and his book. That's pretty awesome. This casino table felt actually is coming to us from Jacob from Wager Me This. He's got felt from a casino in Biloxi that he's going to sign and bring along. That's going to be cool. And then Dice Dr. Dan has stepped all the way up. Look what he's got. Eldorado Collector's chips. He's got a set of Flamingo chips that are all auto, like classic auto based. A Tropicana chipset, the Memories chipset, which is this is coming from, who does it come from? Memories in honor to, this is earlier, let's see what this one is. This is the earlier, the old Vegas. Yeah, look at these the old Vegas kind of hotel casinos. That's the chips that commemorate them. What else do we have? We have a Binions poster. This chip collection that Dice Dr. Dan put together is all of our chips in one awesome thing. It's amazing. I'm putting up, of course, a set of Lammers if you'd like, and I'm also putting up a set of chips, the full set of my chips, if you'd like that. Those are going to be weak sauce items, but it's what I have with me. And Dice Dr. Dan has another surprise coming, which we'll talk about later. Another something kind of like this, but it'll be a really special one that I think I may even have him on one day next week to talk about what he's done for us. So look at what Dice Dr. Dan did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things out of his collection. His personal collection coming out for the auction. So we have lots of stuff, and there's more coming. There's more things that are on the way here. Probably another 5 or 6 items that I think are going to be put up for auction. So it's going to be pretty awesome. I'm really, really proud of everybody who's donated and what we've already done. We've already got, I want to say we've got 20 people signed up with tickets, which is insane. You guys are awesome. So I wanted to say that. I wanted to tell you all how awesome you are, and let you know that we're doing it. This auction thing is happening. The Craps for the Cure event is happening. Matter of fact, let's go back real quick. I want to show you the other page. Give me a second here. The schedule's taking shape, and here's the big announcement. For Craps Chat, I locked him in yesterday. Michael Shackelford from the Wizard of Oz is going to be our first guest on Craps Chat. He'll be there for at least an hour. He'll be in person, by the way. In person, he's going to make fun of me. I'm sending him all of my rolls, all of my 2,500 so far rolls where I'm trying to control. The 2,500 rolls we've done here in the morning. I'm going to send him both sets of rolls and not tell him which one's which. He's going to analyze them both from randomness, probability sake, face controls, all the things we're looking for. He's going to give us a good analysis in person live. I'm not going to know it ahead of time. He's just going to, I'm sure, just destroy me, which is fine. If you have questions for Michael, queue him up. He'll take any question. If you want clarification on how the math works, somebody's already asked him to explain the House Edge math in person. If you've got other things you want to know, put them out there. Let him go. Okay. Well, he'll answer every question. David Null is going to work the first segment, by the way. After we get kicked off, we'll have David out there to teach me and Jeremy how to deal. I'm filling in a lot of holes here, a lot of holes schedule-wise. I'm talking to a lot of people. As they fill in, I'll let you know. But Heavy Halton will be here 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Tony Leo at 10 o'clock in the morning. And somewhere in this morning segment between 6 and 12 will also be Jacob from Wager Me This. It's his... He's got to figure his schedule out for that day, so we'll figure out when he's going to be there. But one of these hours, he'll be there. He's going to actually put the camera on his table. We're going to put the camera on our table at Casino Quest. We're going to play 6, 7, 8 together. He's going to teach me his way of playing the 6, 7, 8 live. And with all of us around the table, it'll be like he's given us all a group lesson, and we're going to be able to pick Jacob's brain live. So that's going to be amazing. That, like, some of these things, like having Tony Leo for an hour, having Shackelford for an hour, having Jacob for an hour, that's worth the price of admission alone, right? Which is free, by the way. You don't got to pay a thing. Just show up and watch. This is going to be freaking awesome. I can't even wait. So anyway, that's that. I know I'm nerding out on it, but I'm super stoked about what we've got going on. Ian says, can you put questions in Discord? Yes. I think you should go to Discord. Use the Craps for the Cure channel to put your questions for these guys in. I'll collate all the questions into a sheet of paper. When I get there, I'll have it with me and I can ask the questions. Okay, so if you want to make sure I ask stuff of the guys, put it in Discord for sure. Otherwise, if you're there in person, just raise your hand and we'll call on you with the microphone. It'll be like Oprah Winfrey, but me. And that's it. So that's Craps for the Cure. A lot of stuff going on there. It's taking shape. We're just like this close to getting the whole schedule filled out. I'm going to get like probably 10 people to commit to times in the next 2 days and we'll know it all. So let's see. I have already asked Old Bay. I've got an email out to Chuck for a couple things. I want Chuck to be part of the event. I want him there in person if he can do it, or at least join us over cam and talk about the app when version 2 is coming out. And yes, I've asked for some donations as well. That might be a good thing for us. I'm trying to get Steen too from Windcrafts. If I can get Steen out there too, and we can do like a little how to program Windcraft session together, that'd be pretty cool. I think that'd be a lot of fun actually. So working on that, working on DGE, working on a bunch of guys. So we are, I'm actually going to try and get Carrie Coda out there too. Carrie Coda, you all know her from Facebook and from Brian's group. She lives in Vegas. I'm going to try and get her to show up too and show us how to shoot like a lady. That's what's going to happen. If I can get her out there, be awesome. All right, enough Craps chat. Let's do Craps talk itself. Okay, I'm actually going to switch over to the table view real quick, and I want to talk about dice influence because a question came up that I think is kind of important. Let me switch over here to the small view, and I want to address a question that came up yesterday. I wish this actually is the wrong view. That needs to be this view. There we go. All right, let's talk about DI. So the Daily Dose of DI for today is going to be about what even is control. What does control even look like? Somebody came in to my live stream last night. I practiced live last night, and somebody put a comment on there, again, asking me to change my set. Okay, now as you know, what I'm doing in my practice sessions is I'm stacking the ones, right? I got basically my hard way set. So there's my 4s, right? Flip them over, stack the ones, and I'm looking to see if I can spin the dice against that back wall and come out with the faces, the tops or the bottoms in some kind of control. Control to me means controlling the overspin off that back wall. The whole thing about dice control is the back wall is a nightmare, right? You can control the table bounce, you can control everything, but you can't control the alligators. What I'm hoping I can control is the energy off the wall and limit the number of times these things go haywire. That's all you're trying to figure out is, can I do it? The can I do it piece is, can I really control the tops and the bottoms? Because again, I'm spinning them vertically like this in the air. All I care about, top and bottom, and you should know this by now. The number one question to me is, can I do it? Right? The set that I have using here doesn't matter. Somebody wrote last night, hey, you got to change your set. You got to have the 4s on top and the 6s down the side, right? There's that set. Because that person thinks that I'm trying to get a result, right? I'm logging rolls because it's fun. I don't care about roll length. I don't care about SRRs. I don't care about anything other than the physical ability of being able to spin the dice and see if I can keep the side faces, with the ones that are spinning, out of play. That's all I'm trying to do. Is it even possible to throw the dice softly or fastly or hard or soft or whatever and have any sort of impact on the faces that end up showing up? The set itself doesn't matter. Is it possible? To that end, I wrote this person, I said, look, pretend that the numbers aren't there because the set doesn't matter. Here's a set of dice that I made. I ruined a set of dice, okay? This is really what you need to do if you're thinking about this. I made the sides all white. All white. These are like blank dice. There's no numbers on them. There's no numbers. And the tops and bottoms are black. So I have white sides and I have black sides. You see that? I'll put them to the camera. You see that? There are whites. There's a black side on top, black side on the bottom, and the sides are all white. Okay? This is the way to know if you're doing it right. And again, the numbers don't matter. I don't care what kind of math test you got. I don't care what kind of algorithm you have. If you can't throw the dice as a par shooter, as a regular, normal, 3-fingered grip shooter, I'll throw them. Well, of course, you can't see because the back wall's not there. But if I throw them and I get 2 white faces, if I start out with white faces and I stay with white faces, guess what my dice did? They stayed on axis, right? That's an axis throw, right? If you throw them and they stay on the faces, you did it. You did your job. You're an axis thrower. Good for you, right? If you throw them and you get, let's say you get this, well, now you know you imploded. Again, the numbers don't matter. The numbers will matter later, right? Once you can achieve that most of the time as a par shooter and you know you're going to be on axis, then the numbers matter. But if you're only getting, 2 white faces to show 1 out of every 10 times, then you suck at dice control and the set you use don't matter, okay? For me, I set them like this. To me, it's the black faces. I don't want the whites. I want to see the blacks. Actually, what I want to see is that. I want to see 1 white and 1 black. I want an off-axis result. So when I spin them, and I'll do it right here. It's so hard to spin these things with the tape on them, but there it is. That's a bad throw. For me, I didn't control my tops or bottoms. If I do it again, and again, I'm counting the number of times I get top and bottom control. Okay, here we go, off the wall. No, that one spun. They were like this again. And once again, I didn't do my job as a dice shooter. I have no influence over the dice on those 2 shots. If I change my trajectory and my speed and I start working on different things, and we can hope that we can get one of these guys to work, and here we go. The problem is that I'm using hockey tape, so the black side will roll when I pull it. That time I did it. Had one of the dice say. That's influence. If I can make the dice look like this or like this more than half the time, I'm showing influence by my skill, not by my set. My set doesn't freaking matter. If I can make the faces, if I can influence which of the ends shows up and hide the sides, or in your case, if you're a par shooter, keep the sides showing and not have the ends show up, you know you're doing your physical job. You're beating physics if you can get 2 whites all the time as a regular backhand toss par thrower. If you're trying to be off axis like I always am, I always want to be here, right? The influence I'm trying to exert, the control I'm trying to get is that. I want 1 and 1. 1 and 1 means no 7s for me. That's what I'm talking about. Again, the numbers don't matter. If you can get to this or this or this repeatably and reliably, now you've built the skill to potentially say, well, given my skill set, if I do 1 over here and 1 over there, twist the dice a certain way. Now that I have my skill, if instead of this set, I do this and turn it and go like that, that's going to be my butter zone. Great. That doesn't matter if I can't control what's coming. If I can't control the faces that are going to be activated, what's the point of the set? Then I'm random. That's the whole thing. That's what I define dice influence as. If I'm a par toss shooter and my goal is to be on axis, you might as well have dice that look like, if you can get blank dice, I wish they made them, right? Just show you percentage of times on axis or off axis. Double implosion, single implosion, whatever it is, that's the thing. The numbers don't matter. Once you build the skill, then the numbers matter. Then you get to be at the Ed Robinson phase or the George from CY level of knowing what set works given your skill set. But if you got no skills, what's the damn point? That's my thoughts on it. So when I say dice control or dice influence, I'm literally talking about, can I get that? Or can I get that? Or can I get that? That's all I care about. I do not care about the numbers at all. If I do that, and what I've done actually is this. I'll give you a little bit of an insight to it. In my rolls, my practice sessions, I'm getting here. This is the what I want, 1 and 1. I'm getting here almost 4% more than I should, right? I feel like that's doing my job. That's a good thing. When I'm random in the mornings, right, we're exactly where we should be. We're getting the exact 44% of the time, I'm getting that. At night, I'm getting almost 50%. So there it is. That's my thoughts on dice control. That's what influence to me means. I may be wrong, but I'm looking at it purely as a science experiment. It's a skill building thing. Can I create the skill to work those diamonds back there in such a way that I can kind of know what's going to happen after they come off? Not knowing which ones are going to be, just knowing that I'm going to be where I wanted to be. And there it is. That's my entire thought on the whole thing. Okay. And I know that there are people, I can see it in chat already, are talking about, this set works for that. We had this conversation before. Every set works different for everybody, right? You throwing the hard way set, me throwing the hard way set, 2 different sets of outcomes. We're going to have two different clusters of numbers as a result because we throw differently. And that's just the way that it is. All right, let's move ahead. And I want to talk, the next thing I want to talk about, oh shit, I logged out of the computer. The next thing I want to get into with y'all is this notion of attacking a monster roll. And this is an important one. This is actually one of the more important talks we're going to have for a while. Attacking a monster roll, and you don't know that it's going to be a monster. Here's some outcomes. I'll put these dice out here for you. We don't know when a monster is going to happen, obviously. So how do you bet a monster when you're on roll 1? You can't. But they happen all the time. We have people in the audience, right? Alfredo, great shooter. I've seen Jeff throw 30 times. I've thrown 40 times, right, in casinos. But you don't know when it's going to come. So I think that we attack a monster, to me, with a different set of approaches, right? So a weak approach to a monster roll is to do a same bet on every single roll or a single unit press on every single roll. It's going to underperform big time on a long roll. You're going to have fear of missing out. You're going to definitely look at that and go, God, that guy rolled 40 times and my 6 and 8 are only just now at $90, starting at 10. It's a weak way. It's safe, but it's weak on a long roll. You can be super aggressive, right? You can do a full press on every single number until you get to table max, which locally here, and Ian will tell you this too, our local casino's max is $500. There are times where I've gotten sucked into that. Like, hey, let's just get to the 500 because it's only 500. You can't go any faster or any further. Let's get there fast and start doing it. Well, what happens? You're in the elephant graveyard. You don't start pulling money off of that thing. You get ROMO, which is the reality of missing out, okay? Because you did miss out on the monster because you don't collect. The triple Lux, you're not collecting enough on your way up. I prefer something like a tiered approach. And we keep talking about our 3-tier strategies. I'm going to show you something today called tier pressure, which is a way that I played the 250 across. It's like a parlay press sort of thing where you kind of increase your base bet as you win. It's kind of threading the needle between same betting and monster pressing. You do frequent big collections and you apply pressure with your profit. So here's actually how this looks on the table. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. I'm going to actually show it to you. I'm going to show it to you with the 250 across way of playing. Let me get the next screen up there. Is it there? Here it is. Okay. Did I say what I wanted to say here? Let me explain that tier pressure to you, because we're going to get to it in a minute. The way that I want to get to this is we're going to approach it in phases. We're going to first, our 3-phase approach. Get out of the hand, a little bit of profit, get to your go home number, whatever that looks like, and then note how many rolls it takes you to get there. I know for me, it's 6 rolls. 6 rolls is my go home number. If I get a six box numbers by any one shooter, I can go home. That's my thing. And we'll do this at one point next week, but I'll show it to you here today too. But what I do is I say, let's do that again, right? One cycle to me is six rolls. If I can get 2 cycles, That's the second phase. If I can get 3, 4, 5 cycles, I level up each cycle by the base bet amount. That's that parlay pressure kind of a thing, but I press the whole thing and I repeat the process, and I don't get the table max, but I can get high. Let me show you how it works. Here's the tier pressure strategy. Phase 1, we're gonna get it going. I'm gonna go 250 across. We're gonna get that 330 inside. We're gonna do a 1 hit and then come down, and that's gonna net us with about $500. I'm gonna repeat that. The second time we do it, after that second win cycle, we're gonna use that profit and jump our bets to 500. We're gonna double the outlay, but we're gonna pull profit. The next time we do it, we're gonna go to 750. We're gonna keep upping ourselves by our base bet and keep racking these big numbers. You'll see how this works with a lot less, I don't wanna say risk because we're in a monster roll. Let's make an assumption. I'm not gonna sit here and try and roll 30 rolls for you because I'll crash and burn. I wanna simulate a monster roll. We're gonna take a look at these 6 rolls, and let's pretend that our shooter repeats the 6 rolls over and over and over again. Here, I'm gonna take this good luck chip out of the way. Let's say that the shooter rolls a 5, 2 4s, a 6, a 5, makes his point, come out, whatever happens, and then we do this again. Let's just pretend, for example, we have ourselves in a monster roll. Let's take a look at what happens to our bets if this happens 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 times, okay? And I'll use white lammers to kind of note where we are, and we're gonna start ourselves out with that base bet of 250 across. I'm gonna kind of work you through this strategy. Is one of my favorites anyway. Fun way of playing it. It's risky. It's 250 at risk, we know this. But the reward for this, I think you'll find, is actually kind of sweet. So here's 250 across. It's 25 on the 4 and 10. It's 40 on the 5 and 9. It's 60 on the 6 and 8. My general goal is if any one of these numbers hits 2 times, we're done, okay? That nets you $200 on that number. If failing that, if any 4 random numbers happen to hit, you're out. That's also a $200 profit. Watch how I play this out with the money. We're gonna leave these rolls here. We're gonna pretend the shooter rolls the same 6 numbers every time. Monster rolls, this is Alfredo shooting. This is goodness. I'm gonna move these actually up a little bit here. And I'll put my rack out here so you can see it better. Let's put it right there. Let's see, how about that? We'll put it right there. Okay, let's get going. So the first thing they roll, it's the 5. Okay, we get a 5. 5 is gonna pay $56. I'll do this for you one time. 55, $56. There's the 5. We would drop $4 from our rack. Let's pretend our rack had $4 in it. I'll drop the $4. 56 plus 40 is 96, plus 4 is 100. The 5 looks like 100 after the first hit. We're gonna pull that down. I'm gonna put out $100. There's your 5. Okay, we press up the number that hits, full pressure. The 4 rolls right there. It pays $75. Again, I'm not gonna deal with vague for the purpose of the example here. Full press to 75. 4 rolls again, 150. Now we know, and by the way, I did roll this last night as our example. What did I do here? Did I have an extra nickel for some reason? All right, 4 rolls, 150. 75 pays 150. Now what I do, we're at our first phase, right? We have gotten one number to hit twice. Everything comes down. We're gonna take the whole mess down. Watch what I do. We're gonna go from here. I'm gonna get to 330 inside. That's my goal. 75, 75. I can actually go, I think, 440 if I wanted to. As a matter of fact, we're gonna go 440. We're gonna take all this. I think I have enough money to do it. There's $200 in greens. Because the 4 happened to double tap, we get to do this. We get to go 440, 400, 25, 420 rather. And we'll take the green, we'll get some reds, and then we're at 440. So now we've got $53 in our, $65 in the rack in the first 3 hits. So we're even. We're out there. We got a little bit of money in the rack. We have this big bet out here. The next one is a 4. Or a 6 rather. The 6 pays 140. I'll pay it like this. We're going to pay 100, 25, 1, 40. Okay, we're gonna take 110 of that and press the inside. This is basically a skill 66 type of play, but at a different level. So everything's gonna go up, 125. The 6 and 8 end up looking like $50 when we do this pressure. So they go to 150. Boom, boom. Okay, 150, 150, 125. 440 to 550. Now the last one that rolls is a 5. Shooter makes their point. It's a 5. It pays 175. I want you to watch what I do here. That pays 175. I'm going to keep 250 of that aside. We're going to go back out at 250. I'm going to take 250 of this and put it back in my rack over here. That's my starting bankroll. What I have left in my rack is this. I have 200. I'm going to make that look like a black chip. And 25 plus what I had before. If I color that green up, I'm bringing $300 plus 20, so 320 to my rack in profit. My original bankroll is intact, and I can go back out for 250. So in 6 hits, I know the way that I play this game, in 6 hits, we're gonna be not only at goal, like that, to me, that's a walk home set of money right there. That $300, I'm happy to leave with $300 if I bought in for 250, or if I went up for 250. But we're gonna go right back out at the same level again. The same level, okay? That was 1, that was 6 shots. Let's mark that up. That was 6 rolls. There's your first one. Not even on a monster roll yet, but we got decent profit from that. Now, I repeat the process. My first one is a same bet out here, okay? We can tell you right now what's gonna happen. If we do all that machination again, we're gonna end up with 250 out here and all this back in the rack. But let's do it one more time so you can see what's gonna happen, okay? Again, the 5 rolls, that goes to 100. We're gonna take $5 out of the rack, get $1 change. That's 4 to press to 100. The 4 rolls, it goes to 75. If you want me to pay the VIGs, I can pay the VIGs. There's the buck. It wins again. It goes to 150. It's gonna be 3 in VIG. There's my $2 change. And now we're done. We're gonna come back down, and the same thing as last time. I'm gonna go right to 440 on the inside. We're gonna do the same exact press that we just did. Give me a second to make these look like blacks over here. Okay, 3, 4, 420. I'll drop a nickel out of here to make it easy. 440, $75 back in the rack. Watch how this happens. This is gonna be so damn cool. So cool. There's 440, okay? We hit a 6. It's 140. 100, 25, 140. We're gonna go to 550 inside. I'm gonna press it right up. 125's there. 150 here on the 6 and 8. The 6 hits, or the 6 hits on the end there, or the 5 hits on the end, doesn't matter. It's 175 and down. Now, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go back out here. Again, all this money comes off the table. We same betted it, and we did all this. We got all this beautiful cash coming off the table, okay? Let's go back out here now at 500 across. Instead of 250, we're gonna go 500 across. I'm gonna bring back to the rack another $200 in greens. We're gonna profit and keep 200 in the rack, 225 actually, and go back out here at 500. So now we're gonna increase, this is that secondary pressure. We're gonna increase the whole thing, double every bet, right? We're gonna be at 50 on the 4 and 10. We're gonna be at 80 on the 5 and 9. We're gonna be at 120 on the 6 and 8. There's your 500. Same play. I'm still here. Here's my initial. Here's my lock. My lockup is going up all the time. Let's actually make this look like, if you want to, there's 400 or 500 in blacks. There's a purple chip. Right? These greens look like a black. We're gonna keep on doing this because I want you to see what's in the rack. Right? 12 rolls in. We've done this twice now. There's 2 times through. $625 in profit. The next time we do this, watch what happens. The same rolls. Again, we're assuming the same rolls. We're pretending it's a monster. We're 12 rolls in. Now we're going to be 18 rolls in. I'll put the chip out here for the third one. Let's have the same rolls. 5. $75 5 pays 105. Right, 105 plus 75. 175, that's 175. Oh, I'm missing a thing. Okay. We can take this now to $200. Okay. We can go to $200 with it, like so. Now the 5's at 200 full press. The 4 hits, $50, pays 100. 4 hits again, 150, pays 300. Bring it all down, and now what we can do, instead of going 440 inside, I think we can go, look at this, we can go to 880. There's 225, there's 240. Let's get nickels out of the rack. 240, check that out. Look at us, look how high we are, $240. 880 inside. We're gonna bring back 125. I'll make these look like a black chip for us. Bring it back a little bit every time. But now we're here. The 6 is gonna hit, okay? 240 is gonna pay 280. 200, 75, 80, 280, right? We can full press this whole thing. We're gonna give each number $50. We're gonna go 50 there. I need to get some greens. 50 there, 25 here. I'm gonna take this and grab a quarter out of here. I still need some reds. Let's pump these guys up here. Okay, by $60 more. Wow, that looks like $300 to me. So now the 6 and 8 go to 300. 5 and 9 go to 250. Nice even numbers. Boom, that's a dag nasty bet right there, right? Now we're pumped up. Watch what happens, okay? The 5 is gonna roll. That's gonna pay 280 plus 70. What does that add up to, folks? That's 350, right? 25 on the 5 pays 35. 250 pays the same thing. So 350 coming back. Now check me out. If I bring all this down and I say, hey, we're gonna go ahead and make the next level up 750. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 750 across is my next bet. All of this comes back. There's another purple chip. Another black chip right here. There's 3 blacks and a purple. I have 2 blacks in the rack. Look at me here, $1,500. $1,500, 3 rolls into the monster. Okay, and I'm back out for 750. So see how I'm doing this? Right, on a big roll like this, I'm not pressing each number up to infinity. I'm pulling back more than my base bet every single time. Last time my base bet was $500, I pulled back about $800. And I'm building up my purple stack. If I go out here again at 750, and we repeat the same thing, now we're gonna be on roll 4. Let's get some greens here. Session 4, same shooter. This is roll 6, 12, 18, roll 24. 24 shots is not a lot. Most guys can roll 24. On the 4th run of this thing, you're at a 750 base. You went 250, 250, 500. Now we're at 750. Let's run the same numbers again. We hit a 5 for 175. Okay, 175 on the 5 turns into $300. Let's get a black chip on that guy. $300 on the 5. $100 on the 4 turns into 200. We pressed at 300. The 4 hits again. 300 pays 600. Bring it all back home. Right now we bring it all back home. How high can we go now? I bet we can get over $1,000 out here. Right? I'll bet you we can be at 3 units each. We certainly can. Take that 500. Make it look like 5 reds, 5 blacks. Now we're at 3, 6, 9, 1,200 across. I can actually go a little higher if I wanted to, but we can just easily take this back. We can stay at 1,200 across out here. And we should be at 1,250 to keep the ratio up, but look at this. 4 greens makes a black, 5 blacks makes another purple, and we got set up at 1200 across, 1200 inside, and brought back a purple chip in the process. How badass is that, right? Badass craps moves. There you are. Now we're here. The 6 hits, 300 pays 350. Right, let's bump them all up. We can get those 2 up to 100 for sure. We can make these 2 here, these 6 and 8. We can get them up to another, I don't know, we have 150 there. We can get those to another 60 bucks each, I suppose. Let's take that. Get 100. We'll do that. Let's get them to look like 360. Bring that back. Last hit's going to be the 5. 400 bucks on the 5. That's going to pay 280, right? Right? No, 480. Sorry, 240. No, 280 and yeah, it pays 560. Sorry, 560. 550, 560. Now, we come back down again. We can go higher level across. And this keeps building itself up as we go. The next time across would be 1080 across or 12. We can go probably here, right? 2, 4, 6. We can probably go double size all the way across. We certainly can. Okay? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 1200 and 80 across. Yeah? Again, we build up our base, and look what I'm bringing back to the rack. I'm still bringing back to the rack 500, 600, 700, 800 bucks. 800 bucks still coming back to the rack, even after bumping up the base bet. And again, we're only on the 4th one, right? The 4th time through the monster roll. Build the base, build the base, build the base, and get out. I know that 6 rolls is my hot button to reset. We talk with Waylon a lot about the one strategy he does where you get to a certain point and you reset back to base. That's what I'm doing here. I'm going 6 rolls, 3 rolls across, 2 rolls inside, reset back to a new base, which is higher than the last base. 4 rolls into a monster, right? We're just 24 good rolls in. I've got 2,500 in the rack, 2,800 in the rack in profit. Plus I got 1,280 out here. I'm at almost, what is that? Almost 5K. That's how I do it. That's how you attack a monster roll if you have bankroll, okay? Compare that, what we have here, to half pressing. If we would have half pressed it or single unit pressed it, you'd be in about 1/3 of the way here probably. I like the idea of tier pressure. So keep tiering up, keep tiering up, keep tiering up as we go. And every time you win, reset it, pull back profit, reset it, but reset it at a little bit higher base, pull back profit, reset at a higher base, and you end up banking pretty good in here when it works out for you. Now again, not every monster is made up of the same 6 rolls or the same 5. I know that. I know that this is not normal, but in lieu of me sitting here rolling dice for 3 hours trying to find you a 20 roller, it's easy enough to simulate a good scenario happening. And again, on a 20 roller, you're gonna see your favorite scenario happen 5 or 6 times. On a 30 roller, you'll see it 5 times, most likely. So that's my example today. Attacking a monster, a segment at a time, a cycle, a 5 roll, 6 roll cycle, take your money, reset. The next 5 roll cycle, take your money, reset higher. The next 5 roll cycle, take your money, reset higher, and keep resetting the base. At any point in time, I'm cool, right? If the suitor 7's out, I have the ROMO, the reality of missing out on taking this money back, right? There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 1,280 bucks out here. It would really suck to lose that. But I've locked up 2,500 along the way, so I'm happy with this. I have to be okay with, like, what have I pulled back? And if disaster happens, am I okay with it, right? If I kept pressing, I had all this money out here, and we were at like 3,200 across, and then the 7 came and I had only brought back this, my initial bankroll plus a few bucks because I was pressing to the ceiling. That's regret. That's the regret. I don't want to live with regret. So that's why I level up. That's where the parlay pressure came from. I know that my friend Darksider gets on me a lot because they play the don't pass this way. It's the same thing, right? When I play a don't pass, I'll take it. When I get a win, I parlay the win. When the win happens, the parlay win happens, I bring back $50 in profit. And I just have a new level. My new level is 2. So when that one wins, and I parlay that one, I'll keep the profits. When that one wins, and I parlay that 2, and that parlay wins, I go to 1, 2, 3, and I pull back 1. And I keep parlaying, and I keep leveling up the base every time I win. That's what I'm doing here. I'm leveling up my base every time I win. I think leveling the base up is one of the secrets to having a monster roll not crush your soul when it goes south. That's my personal opinion. So there it is. That's what I got to say about that, y'all. All right, let's see what's going on in chat. Let's see. 40 pays 56 adds 0 back. Yeah, and I'm adding 4 to it to make it 100 even. So there it is, guys. That's all I got. I'm gonna go look and see what's here in chat. Let me do a quick question search and see what is happening. No questions, really. Let me go to this screen here so you can see my lovely face, and let's look at PCs. Any PCs in here that I need to worry about? PC or Ian? Also, we know if Chuck. Oh, that's a crapsy question. There you go. Change the dice for viewers after they make a donation to Craft the Cure. It's never no, and it's how much. There you go. I love that. I think there's all kind of things we can do, Duracell, during the show. Because in the chat, you can do all sorts of crap. You can say, hey, you know, the next whatever, the next $5 donation, I'll whatever, do something dumb on the table or make a bet or whatever. I think it's cool. I think we're gonna have fun. I think this Craft for the Cure thing is gonna be so fun because we have a table and we have people in there besides just me. It's gonna be a full room most of the time. It's gonna be amazing. So that's it. Is it 9 o'clock? It's almost 9 o'clock. I didn't get a chance to roll this out today just because I didn't plan to. I planned to talk about the tier pressure tomorrow. I'm gonna roll it out. Tomorrow I'm gonna roll out tier pressure and see if we can't make this thing work. Again, in theory, that works. If you catch a 20 roller, 20 box numbers, how many times have you rolled the dice and seen 20 box numbers that would work? Matter of fact, let me switch screens. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go to this screen here. Give me a second to go here. This is the Craft for the Cure, but let's go here. I want to show you something cool. Let's go to the roll tracker for coffee and craps. Okay, this is the completely random rolling that I do in the mornings. Completely random rolling, just hucking and chucking, 2,500 rolls logged. Let's look at our report. And this is the box hits per roll, okay? I just showed you that with 5 or 6 box hits depending, you're gonna make your money back plus 300 in profit. Okay, now there's gonna be times where you don't make it, right? There's gonna be a lot of times where you don't make it, but all of these times in here, every one of those is that thing making you money. Matter of fact, when you get to 8, 9, 10 box numbers, you're at that second tier. When you get into here, right, 12, 13, 14, this is gonna be tier 2, 18 is gonna be tier 3, 24 is gonna be tier 4, and 31 is going to be tier 5. We only got to tier 3 today, or tier 4, right? Random rolling, you're going to get here, right? In my controlled shooting, same thing. If I go to my nighttime practice rolling, this is with the 6s and 1 sets. Excuse me. Let's do a report on that. Same sort of thing, right? Once you get up into here, 5 or 6, all of these rolls, those are all tier 1, potentially 10 is a tier 2 roll. And then you're into tier 3, tier 4. Look at that. Look at how many times I got 13 rolls and 12 rolls. That tier 3 where I was out there at 750 and brought back 800, 3 times, 10 times we did that at 13 rollers. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. This is tier 4. That's going to be $1,500 across. That's going to bring back $3,000. Did that twice, okay? You can absolutely make this work. Now here is where we're trying to turn the needle because you're gonna lose your money about 40% of the time, a little more, maybe a little more than half the time. These all cost you $250. These all win you at least $300. So it's 100% possible to make money this way. I think that's a good way of exploring pressing that we don't talk about a lot. We always talk about single press, half press, full press, triple lux. We don't talk about looking at your bets as a single unit and increasing the whole base. And just to prove what I said earlier, we're at 3.11% of the time getting those sixes and ones to dominate. So we're over expectation by a little over 3%, which is pretty cool. I think the regular normal random thrower is just basically there. Half a percent of the time we see more sixes and ones than we should. So I'm definitely moving the needle with that throw. So there it is. A little bit of Tuesday morning truth for you right there. So yeah, hope that all is good, makes sense. Had fun today, made some money this morning. Good little demo right there. That's it, man. Love y'all. You guys are awesome. I say it all the time. You guys are great. Thank you to all the people for all the things, as my coworkers always say during our shout out segment at work. So you guys rock. I will see you all probably tonight. Let's hope that tonight we work out. Last night I went to the garage. I got 70 or 65 rolls in. I lost feeling in my fingers. It got so cold. Tonight's supposed to be a little higher. So I should be able to get out there and get a bunch more rolls. So hopefully that it works out and I'll see you out there. But if not, I will see you in the morning. Y'all have a great day. And that's it. Happy Tuesday. Bye.